Yo, what's up, fam? Hey, welcome back to the page. Welcome to the channel. If y'all new, go ahead and follow, subscribe. If y'all new to my videos and my page, this is what I do. What I do is I like to help people make good decisions in the medical field, whether it's x-ray, whether it's nursing, anything in the medical field, I got you. I've been in, the imaging world for over 15 years. I've worked in multiple places, so I know a lot about the field, and that's why I can give you information because I've been there, I've done that, I've seen that, observed that, and a lot of people are not always, a lot of people are from the outside looking in and trying to figure out who they are, trying to figure out what they want to go for. And that's beautiful. It's beautiful to kind of know what you want to do, man. It's good to research. Back then when I was trying to figure out who I wanted to be, there was no YouTube, there was no TikTok, there was no Facebook. We had Yahoo Messenger and that's it. Word of mouth. That's all. That's all you had. So if this interests you or somebody maybe you have a son, a daughter, a cousin, a stepson, maybe yourself that you are trying to figure out what you want to do, send them my channel, send them my page, have them like and subscribe. Watch my videos, man. I give you free real game that a lot of techs won't give you. All right. So I'm just keeping it 100 as always. So on this video, what I want to talk about the pros and cons of becoming a travel tech. Everybody fantasizes about, oh, I want to be a travel tech. I want to make the money. I want to, do this, and that. And don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful to travel. It's beautiful to get paid every single Friday. That's probably one of the nicest things about it, to be honest. But it's not always, the best, right? As far as like what we had to deal with. All right. So let me break that down. So the pros of being a travel technologist is that, yes, you can pick and choose wherever you want to work. So basically how it works is there's companies like Aya, Medical Solutions, and there's many more. At the moment, I only work with Aya and Medical Solutions. So what you do, and this is the process, right? Because everybody want to deal with this, right? So the process of becoming a travel tech is lengthy. You have to get a profile set up on either one, as you had to send all your transcripts from school. You've probably been to school in 20 years. You got to call the school up, be like, hey, I need my transcripts. You have to provide a work history. If you're like me, man, you worked everywhere, so you have a lot of your resume is probably like 3 pages long, right? Is a must. You have to do a background check. That could take weeks. You got to go to a place to get your fingerprints, digital, this, and that. That takes time. Then you have to do all the stuff that Aya wants you to do, or Medical Solutions on their website, which can be it's just a lot. It's a lot. They give you questions on what are you competent on. Can you do CT neck? Can you do X-ray this, X-ray? So basically a sheet, and you have to check what you're good at, and you got to be honest, right? And then that process probably takes between a week or 2, depending on how much free time you have. And then what happens from there, you get to pick and choose where you want to go. You go on their website, be like, hey, I just want to concentrate on Florida. You go on Florida, and then they'll give you that. It'll give you, for instance, Atlantis, Florida, Aventura, Florida, Plantation, Florida. It'll give you Naples, and it'll give you the hours. It won't, but this is how not how they get you, but this is how they stay private too, right? Is they tell you, oh, it's in Naples, Florida, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. But then when you click on it, it don't tell you what hospital. It's not going to tell you what hospital you work at until you reach out to your traveler, and then they'll text you the hospital information, or they'll email you. For some reason, they don't put it on their website. Doesn't matter, but it's kind of private, I guess. But yeah, you pick and choose what you want. So basically say, I want the Aventura Hospital Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. What you do is that the recruiter sends your resume to that director. That director then, contacts you and be like, hey, this is what we're looking for. Can you do it? And you say yes or no. And that's it. That's basically how it is to become a traveler. Now, the problem with being a traveler is a couple of things, right? The cons of being a traveler. is the fact that you're not guaranteed a job after 3 months. Once your 12 weeks are done, either your current assignment likes you and they keep you, and you're like, okay, I'm glad, if you want to stay, of course, like, I'm glad to be here, I want to stay, they extend you, right? It's called an extension. So then you don't have to worry about finding another job. You don't have to worry about going through all the drug tests. You don't have to worry about doing another interview. You just extend, and that's it. So that means that every 3 months, you have to look for a job. You have to look for how you're going to make money. And that can sometimes be a little nerve wracking, especially if you depend on your travel to pay all your bills. I know I do. I depend on my travel to pay my bills. So every 3 months, or when it's getting close to it, I'm like, okay, I need to start looking. You know what I'm saying? I need to start looking. And you hope that there's a schedule that you want to work, because sometimes it's not going to work in your favor. It's not going to be like, oh, the shift that everybody wants, Monday through Friday, 7 to 3 a.m. Those jobs might not be available. The only thing that's probably available is either evening shift, 3 to 11, or overnight shift. There's always overnight shift, 11 to 7. So those are the cons, man. Like, am I going to have a job in 3 months? You will, because there's always travel assignments available. But is it going to be a hospital you want to go to? Is it going to be the travel you want to go to? Is it going to be the hours you want? And sometimes, man, whenever you go to assignments, just because you want to be there doesn't mean that them techs want you there. Some techs make it hard on you, man, because of the fact that they're like, oh, you're making triple the money, or you're getting paid every Friday, and blah blah. And I don't brag to anybody about what I do, how much I make. If they ask me, I'm transparent. I let them know it's public. You can go on and see how much people are getting paid, because it's on the contracts on their website. So it's not like I'm trying to like be like, oh, I make all this more money, and it's not even like that. But a lot of techs don't like that, especially techs that have been at a certain hospital for years, and then you come in as a travel and make 3 times as more than they make per week, and they're like, they're salty. They are, even though they have more than enough power to do what you're doing. Some people just don't take that chance and be like, you know what, I'm gonna go travel, I'm gonna try it, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make this money. And some people won't do it. So that's something that you have to understand, that when you go travel, man, now not all technologists are gonna invite you with open arms. Now 99.9% of them, they will, because they understand they need the help. They understand that you're there to help them, and that's what we do. At least that's what I do. Every time I go to an assignment, man, I'm like, whatever you need me to do, I'm here for you guys. Hey, go get this patient. Okay, cool, that's my job, I'll go get him. Hey, scan this patient. Okay, no problem. That's what I do. I'm not. We as travelers, man, are not meant to go to a travel site and cause any kind of chaos. We're there to do what we got to do and go home. That's it. You know what I mean? Another thing that's hard about travel is our insurance. Our insurance is way, way more expensive, especially for me, a family of four. My insurance costs me through travel $1,300 a month. Yeah, you heard that correctly. 1,300 a month, fam. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money that I had to pay a month. But medical insurance is needed. God forbid we get sick or something happens. I want to make sure that my family's covered and we're covered, and it's needed. So insurance is needed, but it's super expensive if you're going to get it through the travel. Just keep that in mind. $1,300 a month is a lot of money, fam. You know what I mean? So that can be a con. But what's also cool is that when you travel with certain companies, like for Aya, right? For Aya, I done received 2 Figs jackets. One for Christmas, and I got one, I think, for Thanksgiving. I was like, we get Fig stuff? Like, I didn't even know that was even a thing. Dude, those jackets are 120 a piece, and we got it for free. So I always thank them, like, Aya, thank you so much for the gift, man. That's awesome. Like, I've traveled with other, like I said, other companies, and no disrespect to Medical Solutions, but they didn't give me anything like that. And I don't go for companies just because they give me stuff. It's not about that. But some travel companies do, give you more stuff than other travel companies. But what Medical Solutions did do, is that every 6 months that you were working with them, they'll give you like $1,000 bonus, which is kind of cool. It's something that you didn't expect. You're like, oh, that's a lot of money. Now, it might have changed, so don't think that they're gonna give you that, and that everything changes. Policies change, new owners come in, they change, so you might not get that much money anymore. But yeah, they still give you some bonuses for being loyal to them. So that's things that can be there. Um, so those are tips and tricks and things that you have to deal with as far as travel. Is it worth it? To me, it is. I love traveling. I love going to different places. I love making the money I make. And some places allow you to even have overtime, So if you don't mind, they don't mind. So there's some times that your check, depending on how much you want to work, your weekly check can be $3,000 to $4,000 a week. Just depends how much you want to work. You know what I mean? So that's all. At the end of the day, that's all up to you. All right, fam. So I hope this helped you. As always, thank you for watching. You already know I'll keep it 100. Peace.